Oh my goodness. What happened to Shanghai? Why are there so few Shanghainese people left downtown? You can hardly hear the Shanghai dialect anymore, even in the heart of the city. This is the Confucian Temple area. It used to be alive, filled with laughter and crowds. Now it's silent. Entire blocks have been demolished or relocated, and the streets feel empty, like the soul of Shanghai is slipping away. Have you noticed? Shanghai isn't the same anymore. The city feels like it's quietly growing poorer. Restaurants that were once packed are now half empty. Before the new year, people said they loved Shanghai, but soon after they packed up and left. I used to have a couple who ate at my restaurant every week. I called them recently. They've gone back to their hometown. They told me their monthly salary is 6,000 yuan, with 2,000 for rent and 3,500 for car payments. What's left? Nothing. They can't even afford to eat out anymore. This is what people now call the era of consumption downgrade. Fast food for 10 yuan has become a lifeline for survival. Shanghai, once the glittering symbol of China's prosperity, is dimming fast. As the national economy declines, the pride of this international metropolis is fading. From silent streets to massive corporate layoffs, this city of lights is now shadowed by fear and fatigue. More locals are feeling the crushing weight of daily life. Entire shopping streets have shut down. Even in once bustling business districts, the energy of the old Shanghai is gone. Look at these buses, completely empty. Oh my God, look at the roads. No one. Where are the people? Not a single soul. In Baoshan district, there's a shopping mall that looks fine from the outside. Cars parked everywhere. You'd think business is booming. But walk inside and half the stores are shuttered. One side is villas, another is high-rises, but no one's buying, no one's spending. It's all an illusion. Locals say nearly every industry in Shanghai is hurting. Cash is tight. When everyone's struggling, spending stops. Shopkeepers are bleeding money, and small vendors are disappearing overnight. Even the city's fanciest malls can't hide the truth. People aren't shopping anymore. Streets that once overflowed with life now echo with silence. In some areas, 80–90% of people are just window shopping, pretending they can still afford to live normally. A woman who runs a clothing store said she regrets paying rent in advance for next year. Several stores next to me are thinking about shutting down, she sighed. Another resident said, I can't sleep at night. During the day, I walk through the city like I've lost my soul. My salary is only a few thousand yuan, but my mortgage feels like a mountain. My life feels over. Others say they're living under unbearable pressure. Each month is a struggle, low wages, high loans, and constant fear of being laid off. For the first time, many truly understand what it means to have no money for food, no security, and no future. Oh my God, how hard has it become to run a physical business? I went to the Aegean Sea area in Minhang district. So many shops closed before I even saw them open. It's terrifying. Second-hand housing prices in Shanghai aren't changing every week. They're changing every day, every single day. If prices fall another 30%, the middle class will collapse. Businesses will fold, companies will lay off thousands, divorces will surge, and foreclosures will explode. If that happens, do you still wish for housing prices to fall? Shanghai's crisis is now China's mirror. From north to south, the same story repeats. Empty stores, falling prices, silent streets. Business owners everywhere are whispering the same desperate words. We're running out of time. China has a population of 1.4 billion, but Yiwu has 3.2 million. Yet the streets are deserted and the shops are empty. Where have all the people gone? Isn't tourism supposed to be booming? Everywhere is said to be packed, but when I look around, it's all empty, completely empty. The tents are empty. No one is playing in the water park at Shangshan Paradise. Not a single person. It's the middle of the day. How can there be no one? Look at the park, not a soul in sight. Look at the water park, only 2 kids. There's absolutely no one else. Once, China's cities shone like symbols of unstoppable growth. Skyscrapers rose overnight, and millions believed the boom would never end. But now those same cities feel cold and lifeless. Factories are shutting down, one after another. Streets once filled with workers are silent. Unemployment is spreading like wildfire, and young people wander with no direction, no hope. The so-called China miracle has become a nightmare of debt, layoffs, and despair. The world's factory is falling apart from within. In cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, the air once buzzed with ambition. Now it's thick with fear. Restaurants are empty, malls are closing, and for rent, signs stretch across entire streets. The middle class, once proud and confident, is sinking under mortgages they can no longer pay. Housing prices are collapsing, wiping out years of savings overnight. Small businesses can't survive a month, and big companies are laying off thousands. The bright lights of these megacities now hide an undeniable truth. China's prosperity is fading fast. Across the nation, the illusion of endless growth is breaking. From the industrial north to the tech hubs in the south, bankruptcies are everywhere. Real estate giants have fallen, construction projects have frozen, and countless apartments stand unsold, abandoned like empty shells. Once, people fought to buy homes, now they fight to escape their debts. The dream of getting rich in China has turned into a desperate struggle just to survive. Behind every quiet street and closed store lies the same haunting question. How much longer can this continue? Across China, the streets tell a silent story of decline. The economy that once promised endless prosperity is collapsing under its own weight. Factories have shut down, offices are empty, and millions are out of work. Young people, once full of hope, are now the most disillusioned generation in modern China. Every year, millions of graduates step out of universities with bright dreams, only to find themselves trapped in a reality where even low-paying jobs are gone. Some deliver food or sell goods online to survive, while others simply give up, staying home and scrolling through job listings that never open. In a country that once believed hard work would bring success, the idea of a stable future has become a cruel joke. When night falls, the cities reveal a darker truth. Under bridges, along subway corridors, and behind neon-lit malls, countless people sleep on the cold ground. Many of them were once white-collar workers, business owners, or migrant laborers who lost everything when their companies went bankrupt or their homes were repossessed. They lie wrapped in thin blankets, their faces hidden from a world that has forgotten them. The contrast is striking, bright towers and luxury stores standing above, while below, people huddle against the chill of the night. The silence of the city is no longer peaceful. It's the sound of people trying to survive invisibly. The so-called miracle cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen are no longer symbols of progress. Their luxury malls are half empty, restaurants close early, and entire office buildings stand in darkness. The middle class that once filled these places with energy is shrinking fast, crushed by mortgages and debt. Business owners whisper about bankruptcy, and even street vendors struggle to make a single sale. Every month, new layoffs are announced, and every week, another company collapses. The rhythm of life has slowed, and a sense of quiet despair lingers in every conversation. The optimism that once defined these cities has been replaced by fear, fear of losing jobs, homes, and dignity. As the economy continues to spiral downward, the human cost grows heavier. Families sell their homes to pay off debts. Parents can no longer afford school fees for their children. Young graduates move back in with their parents, ashamed and exhausted. In rural towns, people are returning from cities empty-handed, their dreams shattered by layoffs and unpaid wages. The middle class that once symbolized China's rise is now living on borrowed time, clinging to a past that no longer exists. And as night falls again, the glow of prosperity fades a little more. The cities that once never slept are now haunted by silence. The silence of a nation waking up to the end of its economic dream. The Great Chinese Recession is no longer a warning. It is reality. What began as whispers of slowdown has turned into a storm sweeping across the nation. The skyscrapers that once symbolized ambition now stand as monuments to debt. The streets that once pulsed with life now echo with emptiness. Behind every closed shop and every vacant apartment lies a story of broken dreams and vanished savings. This is not just an economic downturn. It is a collapse of confidence, a shattering of belief in a future that once seemed unstoppable. China's golden age did not end with an explosion. It faded quietly into silence, leaving behind a nation uncertain of what tomorrow will bring.